Hello and welcome to Sunday afternoon stream. That is James and I am Glenn, and I'm not wearing pants because I'm wearing shorts because it's really hot out here. I mean,
I also am not wearing pants.
It's really, really hot here. Yeah, with the heat index, it was like 105 today. But hello, everybody, and welcome to What's 3D Printing, or What's 3D Printing, or what? I don't even know anymore. But welcome to the to your most favorite Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time stream. Mr. Riley apparently is still streaming. I'm actually looking at him on this monitor over yonder here, and I was John Strand just said they aren't wearing pants. Oh no, Chris Riley is in our chat as well. So, but yeah, I had to go in and poke fun at him because he was still streaming, and he started 2 hours ago to build a Ender 3. I mean, how long does it really take to build an Ender 3, Mr. Riley?
Well, as we know, Chris isn't very experienced with 3D printing, so I think we need to cut him some slack. Where an average person might take like 20 minutes to print one, and then maybe tack on an hour and 20 minutes for a benchy. Chris Riley's just he's just getting started out, so 2 hours.
Couple hours to build it, and then it looks like he's maybe 2/3 into the benchy. So
In the bench press.
Fun.
King.
I'm going to let Dan's comment slide through there, even though that's like just right on the edge of not being family friendly. So, of course, I'm the one that said I wasn't wearing pants. So, so how is everybody today? I always get to greet my brother James moments before we come online with you guys.
I feel like this is like the closest I've cut it to 4 o'clock. I logged on at 3:58.
I was getting a little nervous. I was going to go live without you, but I had that whole, he's James and I'm Glenn and I'm not wearing pants all thought up for like the last hour, and then I thought, well, what am I going to do if you're not?
It's easy. Next time you just go, I'm Glenn, I'm not James, and I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah. Well, so.
The one thing I'll say, I come down here into the studio because it sounds more professional, and I've got all these lights on. As soon as they hit me, I realize how filthy my glasses have gotten over the course of the day. I'm used to hiding in the shadows.
Yes. Well,
Top 3D prints of Print Craig says, you will have to wait. I'm still watching Chris Riley.
Well, you can watch 2 at the same time.
Not only can you, you're going to have to get used to it. That's the future. The future is multi-streaming content directly into your brain.
That's right.
You can't multitask? Well,
I mean, I'm actually streaming and I'm watching Chris Riley. I can't hear him because otherwise then it's distracting. And with my ADD, that would never fly. But
I was telling Glenn before I got in, I had a post that kind of like blew up on Reddit, and it just led me to believe I have no idea what's actually going to work out on Reddit and what isn't. I posted. So the only thing I did differently this time is I used to link my videos occasionally, like maybe once a month I would take a video if I was particularly proud of it and I'd toss it up there, and like it would get like 30 or 40 upvotes or whatever. And only thing I did differently yesterday, instead of, and I'm looking to see, here. So it's the Foldable Pi Case design. And instead of posting my video, I took a picture of it and described it. And then in the comments, I put in a link to the video and like a link to the Thingiverse page. And then my camera cut out again. So,
yeah, by the way, James's camera is still doing that, but it's all good.
It was fine for hours and hours because I've been using it since. And this time I unplugged it and plugged it back in over there to because like I rewired everything. Didn't do anything to the settings on it, but anyways. So yesterday, all of a sudden, it spiked up to like between 3 subreddits, like over 3,000 thumbs up, and I gained like 55 or 60 subs, which is like a big deal for a guy like me. So,
and where are you sitting right now? That's the important part.
Let's find out.
Because you told me you were 13 subs away, and I'd like to see if we can beat that. Anybody that's not subscribed to James, his links are in the description below. Because obviously this is my channel, but James's channel is linked in the description. I want to give a shout out to Bang Bang, who subscribed to me 8 minutes ago. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And Peter Walker, who subscribed 2 minutes ago. Thank you so much. That was I don't know if you guys heard that dinging in the background, but when I do a regular stream, it pops up on screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to do it with StreamYard, and it could just be a setting on my side. I've gotten really lazy lately.
I'm currently sitting at 2,989 subscribers.
I'm sorry, one more time.
2,989. I am 11 away.
Wow, 11 people. We just need 11 people.
I would ask, though, because the one thing that's happened in the past is that people start subscribing with alts and stuff like that, and then about 3 months later, YouTube clears those out. So if you're currently subscribed to me, don't worry about going and subscribing to on another account that's not going to watch the videos or whatever. I'm not so vain that I'm like, I want the 3,000 subscribers that I'll start throwing alts and stuff at it. But yeah, if there's somebody out there that isn't subscribed to me and likes my brand of content for some reason, Turbo Tim's World says hi, guys.
I'm just trying to catch up on a DM that I have going back and forth, which is with IC3D. They want to sponsor a giveaway here on the show, and so there'll be some news coming up about that soon. We're just hammering out the details, but they're going to send James and I some new material to play with, and then.
And I'd like to say, for the record, IC3D has been very good to both of us in the past. So regardless of how this goes, a lot of the content you've seen, especially in my early days, was stuff that was printed with materials provided from IC3D.
Adam Hargrave said he'll subscribe to you when your audio syncs properly. That's actually James in real life. Even when you're in the room with him and he talks, his audio is slightly off of his lips. It's a really unique skill that James has.
So how far off is it?
It's always bad when you're on StreamYard.
Oh, is it? It's a StreamYard?
Yeah, there's something about the way that StreamYard processes that the audio is always a little bit out of sync. So Adam, go and watch James's regular videos, and I don't think that you'll experience that cool feature.
The funny thing is, too, so like I was saying, the last video is the one that's been popular. It was a much lower effort video. It was a 3 or 4 minute video, and I did a quick walkthrough on how I did the tolerances and explained why you need tolerances when you're designing a built-in hinge and stuff like that. But the video is less than 4 minutes. Oh, Chris just threw you $20 because your stream's better than his.
Oh, Christopher.
Do you know what the best part is?
But really unnecessary.
Do you know what the best part about that is?
What's that?
If you and I were to split that donation, you could give me $20 Canadian and still have basically $20 US.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I could probably find a nickel under the couch cushion or something and,
mail it to me and then I could retire.
And just send it your way. Oh, thank you, brother. That is greatly appreciated. Now we just got to see if somebody can outdo you. Anybody willing to step up and outdo you?
trying to start that chain reaction of give us money, we're desperate. There's still stuff dinging in the back. I need more monitors. I can't. I actually meant to bring down. I want to hook up a better. So my monitors are old. My monitor I use primarily right now is an Acer AL2260W.
How's that camera holding up for you?
Oh, it's holding me up.
It comes and goes.
Yep. My monitor is 15 years old.
Wow.
It was one of the first mainstream gaming monitors with a 5 millisecond response time, which was screaming at the time. That's if you're not sub 1 millisecond, you're getting pwned. Is that what the kids say these days? Is it pwned?
Pwned. Shout out to Justin T and David FL for subscribing to the channel 1 minute ago.
We're getting close, by the way.
Are you getting close?
Let's see.
Yeah, again, I wish that StreamYard would let you have like a subscribe button up on the
2,996.
Whew, nice.
Oh, 95. Just kidding.
Dan, I would not refuse that. If you want to shoot me a PM, I will get you an address to send those to. I would totally take it. I mean, in fairness, I have 3 now, but it's like when you're doing this, it's so hard to juggle everything and be able to see everything. So I don't generally refuse free stuff anyway. Hence my collecting problem that I have.
That's why I had to tear apart the freaking laundry room to put in additional shelving because I ran out of space. Like everything's ransacked in the basement because it's just like, well, wherever it's sitting in an empty space, that's fine.
Yeah, my goal, I was going to say for this week, but I guess it's been a couple of weeks now. I have been attempting to clean the big garage so that I can actually, use it as a garage. Again, and I know that I've told this story, but for those who don't know, it's a 4,000 square foot garage, and the first 20 feet is taken up by an apartment. So that's clipped off. So I have 40 by 80 of space. I use a bay 20 by 40 to work in. That is where my car lift is. That's the only space that is clean. Everything else is covered with stuff end to end, but only like 4 feet off the ground because I never built shelves or anything in there. And now I'm at the point where I want to, I have plans to build rooms and stuff. I want a little welding room and a wood shop room and stuff in there, but I can't even build the walls in there because there's so much crap everywhere. So I decided I was going to bring in a dumpster, but dumpsters are ridiculously expensive for what you get or what you get rid of, however you want to look at that. So I just started filling trash bags and taking them to the dump. And then, anything that I felt that had any value on it, I've either, I've been throwing it up on Facebook for sale. But, and then anything that I feel has value that I just don't want anymore, I've been putting up for free, which let me tell you, free stuff disappears fast.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one that loves free stuff.
We had a Rubbermaid case. So when we were gutting everything, one of the things was I had a bunch of stuff set up on one of those Rubbermaid tables, but the ones that are like, they fold in the middle. So they end up kind of looking like a big briefcase.
Right.
And at one point my soldering iron had rolled off the holder and it melted a hole through it. So there's a hole like this through it. And because of the weight that had been on it, because I was doing 3D printers and stuff on it, it sagged a little bit. Wasn't like structurally unsound, but it wasn't great. So I built a new workbench where it was out of wood, folded up, and then Kay put it up on the buy, sell, nothing site that we have on Facebook. And 70 people responded. We had to do a draw for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
It's almost like, when you give stuff away for free, it's almost like you wish you had 50 more to give away.
Yep.
Because I gave away a bunch of Christmas stuff, which is weird because, I do a huge Christmas display, but I had a bunch of stuff that had been given to me that just wasn't going to work in my display. And it had sat around already for, probably 10 years. I'm thinking a few years, but it was probably closer to 10. And I thought, this stuff's just got to go. People give me a lot of artificial Christmas trees. I have probably 20 artificial Christmas trees, and some of them I decorate and put out in the yard. So some of them I just don't even bother with. But
every year for Christmas, I'm going to order a artificial Christmas tree off Amazon for you and get it delivered.
Have it delivered to me?
Yeah.
Can I pick it so that I can actually use it?
No. First rule of Christmas tree club: you don't get to pick your Christmas tree.
So I made a big stack and I took a picture of it and I threw it up on there. And first I was going to ask a couple of bucks for it, and then I thought, what? I didn't pay anything for it. I'm gonna pay it forward. And so I put it up there, and a few people had responded, and the lady's like, I can come today. And I'm like, deal. So I promised it to her. Not 15 minutes later, I get a message from a lady. Oh, I'd love to have this. My daughter is 4 years old and she's already talking about Christmas. And I'm like, oh, I felt so bad. And I said to her, listen, I'm going to keep your information because I have plenty more that I will end up digging out. So I've been making her a pile of Christmas stuff.
That's sweet. See, Glenn's a big softy underneath it all.
I am. I'm not totally an a-hole. Those are hard times. I have, in fact, if anybody out there is looking and is willing to pay shipping, because I know most of you aren't near me, but I have a set of Mustang rims. I think they went from 05 to 09 is the style, and they are like brand new. I don't think they were on the car a month before they came off and aftermarkets went on. They are in super pristine condition, and so the tires are technically old, but they've been stored inside this whole time, so there's not even any cracks in them. They're just pristine, and I'm only asking $500 for 4 rims and tires. But so I got a message from a guy yesterday who said, "I'll give you $275 for them today," and I thought, what? That's insulting, you know? So I wrote him back and I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll take $500 for him today." You know, and I was hoping he'd write back, "Well, that's what you're asking for him," because I was going to say, "Well, that must be the right price then," you know, like, but Chris Lane said cash in hand, right? Absolutely. I will trade for cash, man. So I also have a nice set of, and I can't remember what brand they are. They're 17 by 9.5s, I think. And they're the 5-on-114.3. The tires are total trash, but the rims are in really good shape. So just putting that out there. Plus, I have that 76 Corvette that really needs a new home.
I'll give you 500 cash in hand today.
Yeah, $500. That's a pretty good offer. It's car talk all over again. No, actually, it's a garage sale talk. It's just what I have for sale.
So we crossed 3,000. We're at 3,003.
Congratulations.
So I'm going to call my boss and quit.
That's a big milestone. Yeah. 3,000.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
You won't regret this, but you probably will.
Thanks. I give up now.
I guess I could share next week's design as a celebratory thing for the 3,000. You've already seen it because it's on the pictures are on my Patreon.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that. You're talking about the one that's a little larger?
Yes, the one.
Yes.
So this particular case, which I'm going to try and set up to share, what I'll probably do is get you to switch, turn off my camera, or I guess can I turn off the camera from here? Yeah, I can stop camera.
Yeah, of course.
I'll turn off my camera while I get everything set up so I can show it. The goal for this one was to make something that doesn't look like a pie case. So you set it up, you make it look all nice and clean, and it can sit on top of your fireplace or next to your TV or whatever. And it's not obtrusive. It doesn't look like something technological. And then I've put in some additional details for lighting and stuff, which I think will be cool. And it also offers extra space for, I think I've showed this last week, but the ice tower cooler. Shane, same old Shane got me set up with one of these things, and it works really well for keeping the pie significantly colder. So.
Turbo Tim's World said if I can get those rims on his Land Rover, he'll have them. I got a welder. They may not work well when they get on there, but I can get them on there.
Go over, you trim off the bolts, and then you just weld it straight to the axle, not even centered.
I don't know what lug pattern is on a Land Rover, but I could drill some extra holes and just jam them through there, and then just put a big bead of weld on the end of the lugs.
So I turned off my camera.
Oh, okay, I wanted to make sure that was you turning it off, and that because it hung for a long time.
Why not both?
So I'm excited about it, but I'm glad that you're going to show this because I want to ask a question about this that I think would be really fun.
So keeping in mind whatever you're going to suggest, this is this week's design, so I have to print it basically today to be able to get it painted.
No, I was just thinking of an iteration of it, not an edit. No, it's fine the way it is. I like it. It was.
I'm not going to say challenging, but I did learn some new tricks while I was actually doing the design work.
That's always fun. I've been working on, and I know it goes back to cars. It's just where I am lately. I've been working on the design of a car trailer. In fact, I've been working on it for years, but I've been working on it extensively heavy lately because my trailer is starting to get a little rough, and I really want a new one. And so I've been playing in CAD again, in Rhino, designing this car trailer. And I love every time that I take on a different project, I learn a way to do something differently in Rhino, even though I've been using it for so long. like if I find myself doing something repetitive, I'm like, there's got to be an easier way to do this, and I look it up, and there always is. There's always a better way to do it. So
I'm trying to minimize effort. So, and I'm going to pose a question because, like, I could maybe print this tomorrow. There is something that I can do that I think is going to be a lot of effort, but it might be worth the payoff. So, the camera is ready to go. So I'm going to switch it back on, and yeah, this is this week's design. I'm hoping. I'm trying to zoom in OBS because it's displaying my screen in OBS. There we go. I'm hoping most of you will recognize this building.
It's very recognizable, and then the logo, blazing on the front there, kind of gives it away.
The logo is challenging to actually get it sort of semi-right. It turned out okay. It's also like, this is significant. Like the whole thing's 133 millimeters across, so you can understand the sign's also pretty tiny. So I've made the indentation so that you can print it on this edge here, and then print it like at as low a layer height as you can get away with, and then it should be fairly detailed. But I've made it so that the overhangs should be printable the way they are for it. And so this is the non-Pi version, because I modeled it first basically as a design, and I then turned it into a Pi case because that seemed like the easiest way to do it. And I figured if people want to print it not as a Pi case, then they can. So, sorry, it's super slow.
Well, you're doing a lot of stuff on the machine at the same time.
I think part of the thing is when the 4K capture card's running, it slows things down a bit. Okay, so there's the different iterations. So this is the standard no Pi. This is the Pi 4 version, the Pi 3 version. And this one here is one that I'm chopping up so that I can print just the part that the Pi mounts into and make sure that the tolerances are good before I print the entire thing. Because I don't know if you can tell, but there's a fair amount of support material that's going to go into making this print come out successfully. I tried to minimize it where I could, but... And then the one feature I'm pretty proud of, if you look at the inside of this, it's super laggy. You'll see there's basically grooves all the way around, and I put the grooves in it so that you can print window panes, and then you can put in lighting effects and stuff like that. So with the ice cooler for the Pi, it has an RGB in it, and it cycles through colors and stuff. And I think, that would probably look pretty cool, like like there's something going on inside the firehouse. So I was like, well, if I do windows and stuff, and then the big cutout on the bottom, so you can easily get access to the SD card without having to take it all apart. Oh,
very cool.
That's this design. I have another design I'm going to share too, which I'll probably turn the camera off. As I think this is the first stream we've done since the fundraisers for Kevin kicked off. Friends of Kayleen and I, their nephew was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma, and during his treatment, especially because of COVID, one of his parents has to essentially be off work because his immune system is going to be severely compromised during treatment. So his mom's basically going to be off work. The company she's working for isn't going to be able to, she's not in a position where she can basically continue to get paid for the entire course of his treatment. And the current treatment plan is 2 years. So his family started a Kickstarter campaign just to try and get a lot extra money, because not only is it loss of income, it's also the increase in cost because they have to travel back and forth. And they have to be careful about where they stay during this when he's not in treatment because, again, the immune system stuff. So they started a Kickstarter, and the support from the 3D printing community has been like off the hook. So the other thing that I'm working on is one of my Pi cases is going to be a new arcade design, and I'm going to be selling that arcade design, and all the money that comes in from it, I'm not saying all the proceeds, all the money that comes in from it, regardless, good timing, is going to go straight to them to try and help offset some of that stuff. So I'll give that thing a quick preview here. I'm going to turn my camera off again. We'll go back to Glenn for a little bit. I might toss up the link to the GoFundMe if you're cool with that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I usually don't, I'm not going to say shill out because that's not the right term, but I usually don't pass out stuff for like GoFundMe's and, well, sorry, not GoFundMe. GoFundMe for a good cause is super important. I usually don't pass out links for like Kickstarters and stuff like that because
Well, yeah, Kickstarters are always a risk because you're putting your money somewhere where you think that you're going to get something in the end, and you generally get something in the end. It's not what you thought you were going to get.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
But with stuff like GoFundMe's to raise money for people who are struggling or hurting or in situations like this, I have no issue with that. Again, like I said in my tweet, it was actually lymphoma that got my dad.
I think at this point, it's hard to find anybody that hasn't had their life touched by cancer at some point.
Yeah. So
it's every time you see a case pop up, it's a reminder of somebody that right? My grandfather passed away from colorectal cancer.
Well, yeah, cancer got my uncle, my grandfather, my dad. My other uncle died of a brain aneurysm. My family does not have a good history. Which that brings me to my latest. Diabetes is it's fun, but so many people have it, and it's like you're just not special.
It's just a thing that everybody has nowadays.
I mean, I was really, yeah. It's just like it used to be the in thing, and now it's like, yeah. So this past week or so, I guess it was a week and a half ago. I decided to get anemia because that's not as common. It's a little more rare and fun. And for those of you who don't know, I'll save you the Google foo. It means that I don't have as many red blood cells as I should have, and which means I don't produce hemoglobins like I should, which means that I don't get enough oxygen through my body. In fact, it's pretty much what Martin from Iceland is fighting right now. So we're twinsies. I couldn't let him have all the fun. So that's actually, I was drinking some pomegranate juice when the stream started because it's supposed to be like super great for your blood and heart. But that's fun. So, diabetes and anemia. So what it causes is you're tired all the time, which I thought I was just out of shape, which I am. But it causes you to be tired. I have massive dizzy spells a lot. I haven't fallen down yet, but gotten close a couple of times, But so it's just fun. So, but that's enough of that.
Let's go back to a technical question. John Strand asks, so why would you want the ice tower? Are you overclocking your Pi? Yes, I am. The Pi runs at default quad core 1.5, and with the ice cooler, I've been able to maintain decent temperatures. I am doing a video on it. I've actually been doing extensive testing in various configurations. But I'm able to maintain a clock speed of 2.14, 2.13. So since I use a lot of my stuff for emulation, it makes a big difference for some of the higher end games like Dreamcast and stuff like that.
Sorry, I'm emailing or DMing with Ryan from IC3D.
So Chris Lane from Venturi 3D says he just found out last week that a former coworker passed away from cancer. Was only diagnosed in May. Paul Cumber commented on the fact that it currently shows July 26th on our stream instead of August 9th because we didn't update the title.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because I'm old and I forget things. But good catch, Paul.
And Bill Brother says he went through cancer treatment last year and we have to keep the faith. And I agree. All you can do a lot of the time is trust the doctors and, try and keep hope up. It's not an easy fight for most people. My camera just cut in and out, but nobody got to see it.
No. We heard it. We heard the ch-ch. Or at least I did. I don't know if anybody else did. Yeah, I was so excited. I've started this. I don't know if any of you guys are fans of the show Friends, but they always used to do the titles of every show was the one that or the one where. So I started that 2 weeks ago. And so I was excited to write today's title of, the one where something goes wrong because something goes wrong every week. I was a little relieved that James's camera is still bugging out because
It makes it true.
well, when I went to fire up today, first StreamYard wouldn't let me have my multiple cameras, which I got around that, and then my speakers weren't working, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So, but I got it all worked out. So now James is really the only one with the problem.
So overclocked at 2.15, I was getting a high temp of 54 under load on all 4 cores, which I think the part where it starts thermal throttling is 80, so we're well below what they consider the safety margin. Okay, so the story around this arcade cabinet is that when Kevin found out that he had a tumor, which isn't something that generally happens, he actually has 2 different types of cancer. When he found out he had a tumor, he named it Sherman. And then he found out there was more tumors. Sherman wasn't alone, so he called them the Shermanites. So Sherman and the Shermanites. And so when they explained to him what was going on, he said, well, we're just going to have to kill Sherman. So I've named the cabinet the Sherminator, only to realize about a couple hours after I announced the name of it that the Sherminator was also the name of a person in American Pie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sticking with it because it is what it is. So I'm going to turn the camera back on here. And this is, sorry, the angles are all wrong. It needs to look perfect, don't you know? Come on, Fusion. I don't come into your house and ruin things for you.
Come on, the suspense is killing us.
And I just disconnect and never come back. Okay, so this is the Sherminator. And I'm trying to do different stuff with it because there has to be incentive, first of all, for people that have purchased or printed my other cabinets before. So this uses the same style of screen as the Ready Printer 1 Mini, the one with the rotating screen. So it's a 4x3 screen that does 1024 by 768. But one of the things that I've done is that this case is actually designed to have these black panels printed separately because my goal is, if we remove some of these panels, my goal is that this green part, the whole green section up to the line here, gets printed as one piece, and you print it in translucent. And then you put lighting inside the case, and it'll basically make all of the edges glow. It'll give the entire cabinet a glow to it, like the old, I think the Tron cabinets had the glowing trim on them.
Right.
So I've designed this to print on it'll fit on like the Prusa Mark III. It'll fit on the Ender 3. I'm targeting sort of like the smaller popular printers. And it takes full-size arcade buttons. So there's 6 full-size arcade buttons. And I'm going to design it so that basically all the electronics mount to the back. And I'll have a backing for the Pi 4/Pi 3 because the mounting holes are the same. The orange Pi combinations. And then essentially if anybody else wants a different board put in it, they can let me know what the spacing is and I will modify it to work with that. So my goal is to try and get this sort of finished up and hopefully printed by the end of the week. And the prototype that I'm going to build once it's running properly, I'm giving to Kevin. So I'm printing it out of PETG so that he can take it back and forth to his appointments if he wants to, or when he's having to travel for stuff. And if they leave it in the car or whatever, it's not going to get damaged. And see, there's speaker grills and stuff in the front. So it's going to have stereo speakers front facing so that you get decent audio quality. And
you should put a headphone jack on it if you didn't think about that.
I hadn't thought about that.
I'm thinking that way if he takes it into the doctor's appointment, he could plug it so that he doesn't disturb anybody else.
I'll see if I can tune that into it. The audio amplifier will be mounted in the back, so I'll try and figure it out. So I guess I need to find a jack that has like the auto terminating thing where you plug it in and it cuts the signal from one to the other.
Yeah. You just run it to that jack, and then from the jack to the speakers, and then when you plug in, it disconnects the speakers.
So the base is 208 by 204. Because I believe the Ender 3 is 210 by 210 or 220 by 220, and then the Prusa is 210 by 250, I think. And then the height of the tallest part, because I don't remember off the top of my head, is 208, we'll call it. So yeah, I've got a couple of the fascinating, because like I try to design the stuff so that you can fasten it without having adhesive, but I think that you're going to need some sort of glue to put this together, like the top part.
Some sort of glue. What do you mean some sort of glue?
Well, 3D glue would obviously be the recommended one. So basically, the top fastens on. There's 2 screw holes in the back, and there's almost no weight in here, so it's probably fine. And then what I've done is, if you're going to glue it, I've put in a channel so that they fit together properly.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm trying to make it so that the entire front of here, and like if somebody wants less buttons or whatever, I can do one that's got 4 or 5 buttons, no problem. But I'm trying to make it as modular as possible so that you can change stuff as you want. Like if the electronics a year from now, you want them replaced, you want a different screen, you just print a new screen panel. You want to put in a different version of the Pi or whatever, you print a new rear panel.
The panel with the buttons, that's flat, right? I mean,
well, so that's flat, but then it's curved, right?
It looks like it's curved.
The front's curved because you don't want your wrist resting on a sharp edge.
Right. But
although it's not really a big issue because I don't think you like with a cabinet this small, your hands are going to be up above. Or well, I'm trying to, you're going to be up like this versus like this.
Right, but I mean that the panel itself where those buttons are, that's not curved, right? That prints flat down.
Oh, yes. This part is flat.
So what if where the buttons go, you were to do almost like a punch out on the back, so that it has the 6 buttons, but if they only want 5, they only punch out 5 of the holes.
Well, it's more because the configuration, like if you look up arcade cabinets that have 5 buttons versus 6, the configuration of the buttons is different. It's more like a W shape. So
I was just trying to save you some,
some design printing stuff
in the future. Yeah.
But yeah.
So
that's where we're at. I've learned some lessons from my original mini cabinet. The screen is further tilted back so that like if you've got it slightly lower than you're looking down at so I think the overall playing angle is meant to be more like this. Let me make sure that with the upper frame like that. So as you can see, like if you're viewing down at the joystick's not in the way, the top edge isn't in the way. So it's just a matter of getting the angle perfect. But yeah.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see if anybody is interested in it. I figured it was at least I can do, and at the very least. So the other thing is the reason why I'm going green and black. So Sean Shenanigans has volunteered to do some custom artwork for the marquee at the top, and Kevin is his favorite thing is frogs. So I've gone with the green and black motif, and I've been talking with Sean about a custom Sherminator top marquee that has to do with frogs, which. Wait till it's finished to show it off. I won't spoil the surprise, but
I don't know if he's still here, but thanks for being here, Sergio. He said his grandkids needed him. He had to duck out.
That's what you get for having dependents. Need to be dinks like Kayleen and I.
That is very cool, James.
It's coming along. I wasn't entirely sure if I liked the way I did the front on it with the speakers and stuff like that, but I think it's going to be like for functionality, it'll give you the best usage. My original cabinets had the speakers mounted on the sides. I don't think that's the best way to do it.
Well, and again, from a personal space aspect, it would be better to have the speakers coming at you because you could have the volume lower and not disturb others.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's coming from a guy who has 2 dependents and they make noise all the time.
Kids are the worst. Okay, I'll switch back to just the view of plain old James.
Adam said Chris just ended, which means we'll now pick up, 2 more watchers.
So today we're celebrating 3,000 subscribers for the Print and Play YouTube channel.
Yay!
I have to take a screenshot of that, actually. I've got a thing for numbers that are the same forwards and backwards. So I've got 3003 right now. Oh, I'm gone again.
Gone again. John Strand wants to know if you can put the speakers in the overhead space.
So I've done that in the past with full-size cabinets. The problem I anticipated there was trying to get into do all the finagling and wiring and then being able to get the lighting and the marquee and stuff in there. It's a fairly tight space. Like we're talking about a spot that's like this. So We'll see. I was also trying to avoid having to print with a lot of support material and stuff like that too. So trying to figure out the exact way to position that top part so you can print it as one piece and still have the marquee sit inside and stuff. But yeah.
Looking forward to the day I'm there. I'm only at 254 now. Well, let me tell you a story. Because there was a time when I was fighting, and what were we at, 375? Sander? What? Was it 375 when we got the Joel effect? No, 375 subscribers. Yeah, we went to sleep. We went to sleep on a Friday night with like 375 subscribers and woke up on Saturday morning with I think when we woke up it was like 1,800, and by the end of the day we were over 5,000 because of Joel, because of Mr. Telling. So you never know what's going to get you there. The fun part was we did a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm going to do it again when I get back to 5,000.
What are you at now?
Like 4,600. I don't know exactly, but the worst way to get subscribers is by giveaway.
I'm not doing anymore.
What's that?
I'm not doing any more giveaways. Like, I'm not doing any more giveaways out of pocket anyways, and not for special events, because you end up with a huge influx of people, and then when they don't win, they go away.
Yep. I agree.
I did that giveaway of the Cherry 3D printer, and I think I lost like, I would say 30% immediately after the thing was done in terms of the people that subscribed for it. And then over the next couple of weeks, every couple of days, I'd lose 3 or 4. And
well, you know, what was it, Gleam.io that we used to use for the giveaways? They like disabled that function because YouTube said you're no longer allowed to do giveaways to drive subscribers, which doesn't make sense. Why does it matter? It doesn't matter how you get your subscribers. Buy them, trade for them, whatever.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Oh wait, no, that's something else.
Oh, so this is, I mean, completely just squirreled off topic a little bit here, but a week or so ago, I got a comment on one of our live stream videos, because it's really the only thing I've been doing, even though my wife keeps telling me I got to make more videos. Maurice Sharp, if you're in the audience, has stated that we need more White Castle stories. And at first I thought, well, is that like a dig? Did we tell too many? And then I realized that we didn't talk about White Castle at all during that stream.
So you're just being sincere.
I think it could be a general desire for wanting more White Castle stories. So I don't know. Maybe we need a segment, you know, like when we hit that 5 o'clock hour, maybe we have to like break into a White Castle segment. Maybe we can get White Castle to sponsor it, because I'd like to eat me some.
I've never had White Castle, so next time we get together near a White Castle, we'll have to make a new story and a new memory.
Yeah, that'll have to be. Well, it's going to have to be Murph, and they're going to have to be brought in, because there isn't one near Murph, and there's none near Earth. So
you just get that box brought in.
Glenn and James go to White Castle. Oh, I miss being near White Castle. Glenn and James. It's never sincere asking for White Castle. How do you know, Sean? Oh.
Do you know what I discovered recently? Okay, I've discovered a couple of things. First of all, what was that?
I said this will be fun.
Oh, so first of all, Kayleen bought this board game called Arkham Horror. And everything's like, it's one of these games where everything's a cardboard sheet and you punch out the little pieces and you end up with like 5 billion individual pieces by the time you're done. So she said, can you 3D print me something to like fit inside the box and, you know, get it all organized and stuff? And then my camera cut out. So that happened. So she goes on Thingiverse and she finds these 3D printable pieces, which by the way, like there's 7 pieces. These are 2 of the ones that I've printed, which is printed in the purple Jessie PLA, which is fantastic. Do you like all the segues I'm taking on the way through this story?
Yeah, it's good.
So I've been printing them. Something's, oh, there's a piece inside there. I was like, what rattled when I tilted it? So I've been printing them, and I discovered that these pieces were designed by a user on Twitter, or sorry, a user on Thingiverse called Print and Play 3D.
Interesting.
So it's like, oh, so they're like, are you going to say anything to him? So I went and checked, and I've been on the site for 2 years longer than he has. So it's okay. And I don't care that, but it was just weird coincidence. And then so, oh, you're going to have to change your name. I'm not changing my name. And the other thing I discovered recently is that Thingiverse has disabled statistics on models.
Oh, really?
Look at any of the new models. It doesn't show the number of downloads, any of the number of likes.
It was probably putting too much of a strain on the system because it was having a hard time just delivering things like pictures.
If they want to set up like high availability and they need another server that's identical to the one they've got, I've got 2 extra Commodore 64s in my storage. They can use one and have double the server power, no problem.
You know, with the current prices on Raspberry Pis, there's no reason they don't have a whole server farm.
That's right. Time to upgrade. Oh, actually, you know what? Camera off for a second. I gotta go grab something. I just remembered I was supposed to do something while I'm down here.
Oh, great. Then that just leaves me by myself, and then I got to find something to talk about. And then, Mad Mike 8 said maybe James will design a White Castle and Xander can print it. I don't even think Xander knows where the printers are anymore. So, but I will tell you, it's not a 100% yet, but we're almost sure that Xander's Thing Thursday is returning, but there will be a twist, and that's all. That's all I'm giving away.
It's not going to be a Xander. There's not going to be a thing, and it's not going to be on Thursdays.
No, it'll still be on Thursdays. That's the easy part, because I can shoot it anytime. That was the funniest thing is when people when they found out that we didn't actually shoot it on Thursday. Like, we released it on Thursdays at noon, and it's like, well, he's in school. Of course we shot it before then. I had to have time to edit it. But, yeah. There's a couple of speed bumps no, that's not fair. There's a few hurdles that we have to make sure that we can make over. And then it's coming. I'm excited. I think everybody that's involved in the production of it's excited. So, but it'll still be Thursdays. It'll still be at noon. It's still Xander's Thing Thursday. It still has that same catchy theme song.
Well, you can't retire that theme song. You pay good money.
Dude, if we named it something, I thought about using that theme song for this stream because I like that theme song so much.
It's Watch 3D Printing Sunday. Hey. Talking about White Castle every single Sunday.
I actually was going to reach out. His name is Ryan, the guy who made that theme on Fiverr. And I was going to reach out to him to see what he would charge me to write a theme for this stream. And he's upped his rates. Probably
fair enough.
Oh, yeah, well, he's good. I mean, and technically, he gave me a really great deal. I mean, he was a $5 at the time. Like, he was only $5 when I hired him, and I ended up tipping him $10 because he did like all the mastering and the extra instrumentals and stuff in the background and stuff that he normally charges extra for. And now he's $50. And it's like, ooh, I can't swing $50 for this. But
well, I mean, if it's for this show, we could each kick in $25, which is like $200 Canadian.
Right. I know. I don't know. I'll reach out to him and see what he says. But I mean, I've always had his link. I mean, anybody that's looking for his work, there is a link in every Xander's Thing Thursday description to get you to him, and not because he pays for it to be there, but just because I really like the work that he did for me. So
I want to show you guys this. This is my original Raspberry Pi. This is no bloody A, B, C, or D. If anybody knows what I'm quoting there, we'll see if it pops up in chat. And this is a Raspberry Pi case that I printed on my Simple Metal, and I ran out of filament. And it was back when I didn't really have a lot of money to throw at filament, so I just cable tied the two pieces together since the screw holes didn't make it to each other.
Perfect.
Yeah. So calling it a day. So somebody said, "Will the original Raspberry Pi fit in the folding case design?" And I have no idea, but I have an original Pi. Oh, there's no way this is going to work.
John Butler said, "Go fund me for a theme song."
Go fund yourself.
3D printing and painting asking about the FK1. It's actually sitting right there. I was talking to my wife about it today, and I said, you know, I haven't touched that thing now in so many days again that I can't remember where I left off. So I gotta check my notes and see. But I mean, I think it's fine. It's just really just tuning. So I don't know. I'll print a little bit more on it, and then I'm gonna put that. I can't remember if I had a 0.6 or a 0.8 nozzle for it. I think it's a 0.8 nozzle. I'm gonna throw the bigger nozzle on there and see what kind of goopy mess I can make out of it.
So yes, people that are wondering, will the original Raspberry Pi fit to your folding case? No, not even a little bit. Oh wait, is it supposed to go in like this? Maybe it does fit. I don't think so. The screw holes definitely won't line up.
They said you got to finish it and get some big prints. Well, it's technically finished, but you're right. I do need to print something massively large for it or with it. So big benchy.
Big winner.
It's not something that I can do. Like, I don't want to leave it unattended. So now I did the, what was it? 250 scale. What did I do with that benchy? I printed a 250 scale, I think was the biggest one that I've done. And I don't even know what I did with it. Oh, it's this one right here. It was hiding. So here's my 250 benchy that came off of that.
That's a big old boat. You're going to have to use the quote from Jaws repeatedly when you finally do a video on all the big benchies you've printed.
We're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yep.
And then when I get to the last one, I'll be like, going to need a bigger printer.
There you go. This thing writes itself.
Big Stargate from Walter that he'll never finish. Rowdy Mac said the important thing is, would it have been worth $50 looking back on it now? I think it totally would have been. It's like a household name theme song to me. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Xander's Think Thursday theme absolutely would be worth it. But I mean, he did how many episodes? I mean, like a bazillion episodes. Oh, Mike. Mad Mike 8 throwing down the $14.99 theme song donation.
Oh, we have to put it towards that now.
I will reach out to Ryan this week and see what he can come up with for us. Well, that's funny. The chime just came in for it. Thank you, brother. That's much appreciated. Of course, the way YouTube works, I won't see that money for like 90 days, but they like to sit on it for a while.
I gotta go look up Google images to see if the Pi 2 looks like the Pi 3 or if the Pi 2 looks like the Pi 1.
Yeah, the first Pi that I got was a 3. So I don't know what they looked like prior to that.
The 2 looks the same as the 3 in terms of the layout. So probably.
Now looking at a Pi 3, how do you know if it's a 3 or a 3B?
It says so on the board.
Oh, I need my other glasses.
It's right above the processor. It'll say Raspberry Pi model. In this case, it says Model 3B+.
Oh, yeah. Raspberry Pi 3 model BV 1.2. This is going to be my arcade. Oh, Adam. Come on, brother. $20 thrown down by Adam Hargrave.
I think we just may have to get our theme song.
The song, darn it. And then we're going to have to like play it every like 15 minutes, you know, like.
Yep.
Okay, so now comes the question, and really we got to address this to Mike and Adam first, and that is like what style of song? Like, because Xander's thing Thursday is the ukulele, but Ryan, I'm going to pull up his link. Ryan does, I think it's drum loops on Fiverr. He does like all different kinds of. I think it's drum loops. I might have to pull up one of the. I'm about to pull up the description. Giving him all kinds of free advertising right now. $5 in from Robbie Mack. I am poor. I feel you, brother.
Thanks, everybody.
But it is greatly, greatly appreciated. You can get elevator music for waiting in the theme.
There, I wrote a theme song.
Mike said that guy did great work on Xander's. Let him do what he thinks. It's really funny. The whole process for that was I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, my kid's gonna start doing this this segment on our YouTube channel, and this is what he's doing. He's presenting a 3D printed object every Thursday and blah blah like this." And I just kind of gave him a rundown, and that's what he threw back. Felipe kicking in $9.99 for the theme song. Well, this is gonna be an amazing theme song.
I think we've already gotten $50 in donations.
Hey, shut up! Anything extra, I can buy some White Castles.
That's true. Oh, I just looked it up, and it looks like he's now charging $100. Oh no!
Oh, and it says it's going up in 15 minutes.
Oh, we gotta act now. Supplies are limited. What's it gonna take to get you into a theme song today?
Yeah, Xander did 80 videos. He did 80 Xander's Thing Thursdays over his career.
And only like 5 videos on his gaming channel.
Yeah, well, I think he's kind of given up on that. He realized it's hard to run a YouTube channel.
It's hard to let his dad run a YouTube channel. I agree.
No, I had nothing to do with that one. He did all his own editing and everything on that. I was really proud of him. I never watched his stuff because I couldn't stand watching him play Minecraft for 35 minutes. But
so the other thing I was supposed to bring.
He's listening to me.
What?
What's that?
Oh, the other thing I was supposed to bring up while I was showing the firehouse, the thing that I didn't model into it is the brick work, like the brick design. I'm trying to decide if it's worth the effort for me to do it, because I don't know if it's going to come across very well in an object that's printed that's less.
Yeah, because it prints upright, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how well that's going to go.
Like I could put indentations that are 0.2 millimeters thick into it, and that would print okay because then you're staying within the realm of the 0.4 nozzle. So so the overhangs aren't big enough that they would sag. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it.
I don't know either. So you never asked me what it is that I wanted to talk to you about it.
Oh, I forgot. See, well, that's how all over the place I am. I forgot the fact that I was like, I'm going to ask you guys about this, and I forgot the fact that you were like, I've got an idea that's going to make your life hard.
It's going to make your life hard?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I just thought, like, when I first seen that, I thought it would be so super cool if you could make that thing hold multiple pies.
So I've had people suggest that, and I've also had people suggest having hard drive bays in it, so you could build a NAS into it. I'm already designing a NAS box, which is why
that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I didn't think about a NAS, but
I'm already designing like a pretty cool NAS. I think it could be definitely modified. Like for example, the grooves that are used to hold the windows could actually have trays that like slide into them, and you could have 2 more pies in it or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it would be neat because, like I run multiple. I don't run these printers all off of one Pi. I have a Pi on each of them. Well, almost all of them. That one doesn't have a Pi on it at all. But it would just be cool to have one box and then a USB cable run out, and I could put it up on the shelf up here, so it would just look like a 3D printed item. And then it would go and yeah, Mike said he can't figure out how to give whole dollar amounts on the iPad. There's something weird about the iPad. There's something weird about the way Apple does it that it won't. It'll always be a 99¢. We sit in the middle of printers and talk about anything else. Oh, and White Castle should be the new name. Yeah, ukulele jingles. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm covering the taxes.
You should,
$5 Canadian. It's like a nickel.
you should have a theme song and get rid of the fact that, hey, I've lost weight. What do you mean?
I found it.
Yeah, he said on Ryan's page, it says, I will write a song. Oh, no. I will write you a ukulele jingle starting at $50. And I'm like, wow, I was starting at $5 when I had him do it.
I was a repeat customer, man.
He might cut us a deal. I don't know.
And if he doesn't, I mean, we just won't tip him.
Yeah. Well, it says I'll write you a customized instrumental song starting at $5, but we need lyrics, man.
Yep.
We got to have something that's catchy and singable. I mean, not by me, because nobody wants that.
I'll write us some lyrics.
This is a family-friendly channel, James.
I will not write us some lyrics.
Guys, you guys are too awesome today.
Hey, I wrote the Joelbot theme song.
That's right, you did.
And played that myself, too.
Oh, my God. Xander laughed at that video so much. That and the high five one.
The high five one is... I was going to say my claim to fame, but nobody here's probably even seen it.
When you high-fived the monitor?
I'm ready to go. I'm gonna write a theme song right now.
All right.
So your subscriber base is about to tank. Sorry about that. I'm trying to remember the Joelbot theme song because, like, you know what I mean? I didn't write it down.
It's Joelbot. It's Joelbot.
No, I know the song goes, it's Joelbot. Joelbot, the coolest robot in the galaxy. It's Joelbot. Joelbot. He brings high fives for you and high fives for me. Nailed it.
Yeah, except you can't sing it and play on that thing at the same time.
Watch me. No.
It's Joelbot. Joelbot. Bennett said now he has the Xander Sing Thursday song stuck in his head. That's so easy. That's so easy. You know, it's funny because with
Is that pretty close?
I don't do it again.
It's Xander's Thing Thursday. Hey.
Yeah, I don't think it was close.
Low though.
But you know, when I do all the programming for the Christmas lights, you have to listen to the same song like a million times to get everything timed out right. And by the time you're done, like, you hate the song. There's no way around it. You're just like, oh, I never want to hear that song again. I have listened to Xander's Thing Thursday theme song a million times, and I still enjoy it.
Robbie Max says that I could play the theme song on my face, so we could do that. A Face the Music original.
Yeah. Seems like guitar, $800, and I'll make you a jingle.
He retains distribution rights.
It's going to be hard to get a theme song with what's 3D printing in it. Not really, because like it could just, it could just start with what's 3D printing, and then you go into the theme. Like, I don't know. Ryan seems to be a pretty creative guy, and I have no problem going back to him, get more work done.
Are you going to incorporate a White Castle reference in it?
Ooh, I don't think so. Only because of the whole
copyright thing.
Yeah.
White Castle will be like, we own you.
Well, technically they kind of do, but whatever. They should be breaking ground any day now on ours if they haven't already.
I'm gonna have to design a new case for my Raspberry Pi 1. I'm just realizing how terrible a print this was. Seriously, look at this. I saw the space between the walls. Look, I don't know if let's see if it shows up in camera, but it's just
don't break it.
Don't go breaking my case.
That's a collector's item.
Yeah, someday when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm gonna pop this
Castle
off.
de Blanco.
What was that?
Castle de Blanco.
His message hasn't popped up for me yet. There you go.
That's so funny. That would skirt the whole copyright thing. I don't know. Like, I mean, that whole copyright thing to me is always such a gray area because you can't have music running in the background of your video. You can't use a song, or you could get a copyright strike, but yet you can record yourself playing a video game, and that's okay.
No, you can't. It's only the companies that allow you. There's been plenty of people that have uploaded video game content and stuff like that, and they get copyright struck.
Really?
Yep.
See, I'd never heard of that, but
yeah. Actually, the first time I became super aware of it is that there is there's a bunch of people when PewDiePie did whatever the last like big thing he did was, a bunch of companies that he had streamed content for went after and filed copyright strikes against him for using their games because they didn't want to be associated with them.
Huh. Yeah, but I mean, like, even so, like, you know, like, where does it stop?
My favorite thing was Justin Bieber got his start doing covers on YouTube. And then a few years ago, he decided he wanted to start taking down anybody that did a cover of one of his songs on YouTube.
Well, and see, there's another thing, too. Like, I mean, I realize that if you're going to do a cover of somebody's song, you're supposed to get permission first. But so many people do covers, you know, and like, I don't know. I would think that any publicity is good publicity. You know, why would you? I don't know.
World's full of jerks.
Sean says he got a copyright strike on a video testing the audio on R2D2.
Because
crazy, but R2D2 is owned by the Big D, and the Big D will come after you for anything. You're laughing because I said Big D.
Yes, I am.
Well, it's funny because they are a Big D, and then, you know. Yeah, it's when I was the Diz, and Harley Davidson are the two that will absolutely hunt you down and take you for everything you own on copyright protection.
They'll find stuff that you didn't know you had and take it away from you.
When I first started making T-shirts, I got a letter from Harley Davidson, from their lawyers, not from them, but from their law team, which like half of the first page is just the letterhead of all the lawyers, stating to not make anything with their logo, even for my own usage, which obviously they can't do anything about that. I mean, that's fan art, but Deadmau against Disney.
There was a one of those places in one of the malls here where like you go in with the logo and they'll put it on a T-shirt and stuff like that.
Right.
And I walked in the one day and like I'd seen the guy a bunch of times. He's the one that was doing my print and play shirts originally. This one might even be one of his. And he had just finished printing off a thing. And I forget what the logo was on it, but it had a copyrighted logo on it. And I said, "Oh, I didn't realize that you were allowed to put stuff on shirts." And he goes, "Well, there's some gray area in Canada. I'm not allowed to sell merchandise that has a copyrighted logo on it. But if somebody brings me in a copy of the logo, I'm allowed to put it on the shirt for them. I don't have to be like, no, sorry, this is a copyrighted logo, because if I'm not selling it as a product, it's not up for me to look into whether or not they own the copyright behind the item."
Interesting.
He's like, so you can get away with it as a one-off. So I could have 100 people walk in here with the Harley Davidson logo and be like, put it on a T-shirt for me. But I can't advertise it. And I can't put it on the rack and be like, you can order this. And I can't put it on the website like, oh, you can get a, like
as one of your products.
Exactly. I'm like,
I don't know if he's still here, but bye, John. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. Well, and then like I had a whole bunch of parody shirts, you know, stuff like I don't even know if I should say their name, but it's a seafood restaurant chain that's pretty well known. Well, this will give it away.
The Rouge Crab?
Yeah, I made a shirt that said "Dead Mobster," and had an outline of a dead guy on the ground, a chalk outline instead of the crustacean, and which I think is absolutely hysterical. And I got a cease and desist on that one, and I'm like, really?
You've upset some powerful people apparently. What?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was the restaurant that was mad or the mobsters.
Why not both? Maybe they're one and the same. Have you ever thought of
that? Maybe.
I was watching a video today where, and so that I don't get sued for this, I'm not commenting on whether or not this person did what they said or didn't say he did. I'm not saying he's a liar or he's telling the truth or whatever. But I was watching a video where a guy was talking about how he put out a video talking about video game scores with Guinness Book of World Records, because Guinness Book of World Records in the past 2 years removed the high scores from a certain game player and then reinstated them. And it seemed to me, again, I'm not saying that this is true or not, but it seemed to me when the evidence was presented to me as to whether or not he cheated, it was overwhelmingly that he did. There may be information that I'm lacking, so I'm not saying that he did cheat. I'm being very, very cautious around it. Because I do not want to get sued. So he put in a video where he had a picture of this particular player up in his video for less than 5 seconds. And he was talking about like the whole thing, as the cheating and gaming and stuff as a whole, and how Guinness is basically Guinness Book of World Records, not even just related to video games, is kind of losing credibility and stuff. I don't know if that's true either. I'm a neutral party, but because he was in this, he discussed this guy for like 5 or 10 seconds in his, discussed a little bit longer, but had a picture of him for 5 or 10 seconds. The guy hired a lawyer to issue a cease and desist, demanded an apology, $1,500 for legal fee, and $150,000 in damages for a guy that has like 50,000 subscribers that released a video.
Wow.
And so he's not backing down. He said, no, I won't be bullied into it by you throwing big numbers at me. Let's go to court. Because some of the claims in the letter don't reflect what was said in the video either. They wrote some stuff like, you said that this is detrimental to all gamers. He's like, well, no, that's not what I actually said. I said it's detrimental to anybody that's going after a world record in video games, or whatever the storyline was. But
right.
All that to say, and I haven't said the person's name, so I think I'm in the clear.
Yeah, no, I think you're fine.
Yep. Lawsuits, man.
Yeah, I think Guinness Book of World Records has become a little bit I don't know, irrelevant anymore.
My best friend was in Guinness Book of World's Gamer Edition because he had multiple world record high scores in arcade games.
Yeah.
And I won't mention who because, like, you know, it's the internet. Try and be semi-anonymous or whatever.
Well, but I mean, did that do anything for him?
He had lots of people asking for autographs. Like, it was surprising, and he got his own playing card, his own like trading card.
Is he rich now?
In life experience?
Because of it?
No.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But he didn't do it to get rich. He didn't do it to get money.
No, that's not the point. I mean, like it's I don't know. It's like being a sports star. I mean, I realize that they make a crap ton of money, but you know what? Who cares? You know, like they're not anybody special.
I'm somebody special, okay?
You just can't even have a joke nowadays. No, you got to be so stupid careful now. So,
boy, howdy do you.
I mean, you know, even running a YouTube channel, you can nuke yourself in an instant. Did you see
those two guys, the two guys that run the YouTube channel, where they do? It's the is it the Dolan brothers? It's there's something twins, the Dolan twins, the something twins. They did a video where they faked a bank robbery and then they'd call an Uber and climb into the back of the Uber while they're still wearing like the stuff. So like the video is them, they're running out from a bank and they've got these bags full of money and they trip and money falls all over the place and stuff like that. So people called the cops. So they get into the Uber and the guy's like, I'm not driving you, get out of my Uber. So they get out of the Uber and then the cops show up and they hold the Uber driver at gunpoint because he looks like he's an accomplice, right? And like it's like, so then the cops talk to the kids and they let them, and kids, they're in their 20s. They let them off with a warning. They explain how dangerous this is, how this could easily have gone the wrong way, and that they're lucky
They could have
nobody
been killed.
Yeah. An hour and a half later, they do the exact same thing in a park. And then they've got video of them standing around laughing about the fact that the Uber driver had guns pulled on him by the cops. So now they're being brought up on felony charges.
Yeah, no, and then it's like nowadays everybody has to go too far too. You know,
Well, we've got this now one-up culture that's arrived from YouTube videos where everybody's trying to figure out what's going to get the clicks and everything gets pushed more. There was a guy from Canada that got on an airplane when COVID was just getting started. And I think it was going to Jamaica. And they were in the air for like an hour. And he stood up and basically said, I just got back from Wuhan province and I'm sick. And I think I have COVID. And the plane had to be turned around, sent back to Canada. Everybody was isolated on the plane, and then basically it turned out he did this all as a prank so he could get clicks on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think that. It's like, you didn't think what? You didn't think this was going to be a big issue?
It's almost like it's too easy for people to put themselves into the limelight.
Yes.
You know, like there should almost be an audition to be able to have a YouTube channel or to be able to Facebook Live or to, you know what I mean? Like
filter out the Yahoos.
Yeah.
Yahoo.com, Yahoo.ca, you know, that's all irrelevant.
Except for, unfortunately, everybody who's popular out there wouldn't have a YouTube channel then.
We'd be safe because we're not popular.
Right, exactly.
Wow. Steven the Lightspeed says Canadians are notoriously not funny. Well, I don't know if he's joking or not because I'm a Canadian, therefore I don't have a sense of humor about
they sound funny and they say funny things like sorry.
There's no dude about it.
So I watched Super Troopers 2 the other day. Again, I only watched it once when it first came out, and then I watched it again the other day because it'd been so long I couldn't even remember it. But that whole scene where Rob Lowe is picking on the Americans, and they're like, "Oh, sorry." Oh, they say it so funny. Sorry. What's that all about? Their wee beady eyes and their flabby heads.
Well, you know what they say about Lightspeed? It's a good idea, but it's utterly unreachable. It's the best I could do. Steven the Lightspeed's got a good name. Can't come up with too much wrong with it.
Bye, Mike. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the donation, man. We'll get that theme song.
It's true. You're gonna get a heavy metal. No, we'll get him to do a theme song in the flavor of "Sweet Dreams" by Marilyn Manson. It's real like dan 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 dan. Oh, I just got you copyright infringed or whatever. Like, you hummed a couple of notes that sounds like something familiar. Get the entire power of the law behind us.
That's right. No, I've only had two strikes in the whole time I've been doing this. The one that I told you guys about a couple weeks ago, where they claimed the song, but it belonged to Ben Sound, bensound.com.
Been there, done that.
I won that one. They were like, "Oh yeah, they removed their claim." What do you mean they removed their claim? I hope you kicked them off of Facebook or off of YouTube.
Oh, they don't care.
No, they really don't. They claim if you make too many false claims that they'll suspend your account, but whatever.
Oh, Canada.
Can we start this stream with the Canadian national anthem? That's fine as long as you don't mention that stupid maple leaf. Oh, wait. Full disclosure, I don't have an issue with the maple leaf.
I stand on my yard for free. Hey, we pay property taxes. We pay them in maple syrup.
He said, "Oh, Canada, I stand on my yard for free." I don't know the words.
Well, I know all the words to yours, so. I know all the words to it because I hear that theme song. I hear the national anthem for the States every time a Canadian team wins a sporting event. The joke there was supposed to be that every time Canadians play against Americans, we win, but it didn't land quite right.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I don't follow sports, so.
Neither do I. I don't even have cable TV.
What's that?
Like, we don't even have TV service. Everything's on Netflix.
Yeah. Well, I have TV only because it was cheaper to get TV and internet, but it's only on one TV. And I pretty much only have it on at night after the wife goes to sleep. I leave it running while I play on the internet.
I love our national anthem to change the song from Team America. America, heck yeah. Coming to say it again to save them. I'm like cautiously going through that because there's so much swearing in the song that I don't want to accidentally slip out and get you in trouble.
Robbie Mack said, okay, maybe put my $5 towards a new camera for James instead of a theme song. Oh, so you want to spend the money on a new camera so it's just black all the time.
Fade to black. Back in black. You know what? I'm just going to sing as many copyrighted theme songs as I can today, and then they can fight it out for who wants the 8 cents that this stream. Oh, wait, no, we don't want the money taken from this stream. We've gotten lots of donations.
Yeah, they would take it all, wouldn't they?
I honestly don't know, and at this point, I don't want to find out.
Yeah, I don't know if they would take everything that it earned or just what it earns after the claim. I did think it was funny though, because YouTube told me with that other one when they claimed the bensound.com song, that any money I was losing out on during the claim, like if I was able to appeal it, that I would get that money. And I thought, whew, God, I need that 2 cents. I don't think it earned anything.
I just checked; it had turned demo mode back on, which is what was screwing it up last time. So.
That's weird.
I don't know why.
And how old is that camera?
A year and a bit. It only does this during this setup, though, when I'm not recording with it and I've got it connected to the streaming thing. So it's not.
Well, I was thinking maybe like the CMOS battery inside was going bad, but not after a year.
I don't even think it uses, I don't think too much uses volatile memory anymore.
It's Sony. They always do stupid stuff.
It's a genuine phony.
Can you tell that I have animosity against certain people?
I have to give a thank you to Chris Riley. I'm going to open up one of these on stream. So, Printed Solid, not a sponsor, but welcome to be if they want to.
I always consider Dave to be a sponsor.
Hey, they after Earth, they let us into their factory. They let us walk around. We hung out. I love them all. They're fantastic people.
Well, they sponsored the PEI sheet for the FK1.
See, I'm in Canada, so unfortunately I can't use their services, which it gets us to the Chris Riley situation. So they designed a filament that is specifically designed to be the same color as old 80s computer electronics.
Correct.
It's $15 a roll, if I remember correctly. $15 US a roll, because it's part of their Jessie PLA line.
Right.
They don't ship it to Canada.
Right. Because Canadians aren't funny.
Because Canadians are not funny. So, and absolutely, Dave is good people. I've never had a negative experience there. Kayleen and I went in there, and they made us feel so at home that even though we'd already spent all the money we were going to spend on this trip, I spent another $200 and some on filament before I left it. So I wanted some of this filament, and Chris said, I put in an order to Printed Solid basically every week. So just let me know what you want, and I'll get it for you. I'll get it tacked onto my order. So I have 2 rolls of this filament now. This is the Uncle. I keep wanting to put Uncle in front of it because Jesse in my mind.
It's the Uncle Jesse from from Printed Solid.
This is the Printed Solid Jessie PLA, and the color is called beige number 500. And it is a very close match to the color of the Commodore 64 before it faded yellow. $30 worth of filament, right? 2 rolls. Chris tacked it in, so I got free shipping because it was attached to one of his other orders. It cost more to ship it to me from Chris to Canada than it cost for the actual filament. So my 2 rolls of $15 filament ended up costing me $100 and some.
Wow.
So Chris is like, Chris said, I'll hold on to it until the next time we see each other. But the thing is, this is specifically for some of the stuff in my Pi Case designs.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not going to sit on it. I'm like, $50 a roll is a lot to swallow for.
But it's so stupid. There's no reason for that.
No, not at all.
You know, like it's not like it gets to the border and then somebody has to put in a backpack and climb up over this 5,000 foot mountaintop, on bare feet and then come down the other. Like seriously, that is so stupid.
The other thing is too is that it showed up in a box, and I thought maybe the box was rough before Chris sent it out because it looked like he took the stuff out of the printed solid box that was his, retaped it up, and sent it off. And Chris, so I sent a picture of it to Chris. I'm like, oh, the filament showed up, and like I'd already verified there's no damage to the rolls. He's like, that box looks like it had a rough trip. The box was collapsed. The tape had let go. They'd had to retape it again. And like there was no structural integrity to it. The box was caved in when I picked it up off from the weight of itself. It's like,
I have to go back. I know that these streams, I mean, we change topics so quickly, but I have to go back because I made the comment again that Canadians aren't funny. And then Robbie Mack said, Bob and Doug McKenzie say what? Red Green Show says what? Tom Green says what? Well, I'm sorry. You're missing the big one.
Hey, you know what? My cousin.
Letter Kenny says what?
Simmer down there. Get down about 15% there, Squirrely Dan. Your sister's hot. There, I said it.
I don't regret what I said.
I love that show. My cousin was in a little comedy called Mean Girls. And she said, guess that didn't fix anything, did it?
Apparently not.
And she has the line that everybody remembers from that movie. It was, I think most people think is the funniest line, which I can't repeat on this stream because it's inappropriate for this stream.
I forgot that your cousin was an actress.
Yep. She's also in Fuller House and stuff like that. I'm not trying to like it's not a brag or whatever. I'm just saying Canadians can be funny.
Canadians are funny.
I'm gonna turn my camera off again and see if like it didn't save or something like that.
I'm gonna get hate mail now because I said that.
Yeah, you hate Canadians and you think they should all go.
So Bennett said that he got charged $15 customs for his last Prusament order. We don't have customs in the U.S. There's no customs fees coming into the U.S. Somebody took you for a ride, brother. Unless that was just shipping, but.
So on Prusa's site, they said that there is import fees into the States.
Into the U.S.?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be on a thing about above a certain price.
I've never paid customs on anything that I've had brought into the U.S.
So if you go look at their site now, they're saying that you'll get charged customs if you add two printed, like if you order a printer plus two of the.
Maybe that. Well, no, I just ordered from them. But
well, that being said, the price that they're talking about, they say that you get charged customs if you order a Prusa Mark III's and you tack on a second flex plate. The second flex plate pushes it over the point where they charge you customs.
Yeah, I thought it was like $800.
Yeah. So, but what did 3D Maker Kit order?
He just said filament, but he said it was $4 import fee, $11 for FedEx to forward the bill to us.
Yeah, that's the other thing in there is that they charge you brokerage fees. So it's not the actual import fee. This is what we charged you to handle your brokerage fees. I love when I get that and it's like, here's a bill for, oh yeah, your import fee was 50 cents and we charged you $15 to handle paying that 50 cents.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, well, it's gotten to the point where like it's so hit or miss ordering stuff from overseas that I've just quit ordering it. I ordered some screens, some Pi screens, and after 4 months of them not showing up. Now I ordered them at the end of February, which obviously crap was hitting the fan about then, and they didn't show up. And I was working with the seller and stuff. And then about 3 weeks ago, I said, "Listen, the tracking number shows that it was returned back to you. They're not coming. Oh, they're coming. Be patient." And I'm like, "Nah, just give me my money back. If they show up, I'll reorder them and then let you know so that you get your money and whatever." Oh, no, just be patient. They're coming. And so then I filed a claim through AliExpress and got my money back. And then I got a message from them. Well, if you get them, please let me know and send.
Oh, we lost Glenn. You shouldn't have spoken out against that AliExpress seller. Now they've taken him out.
I'm right here.
You're back.
Did I really go away?
Yeah, I mean, on my screen you did.
Oh. Well, I hope it didn't cut out the good part of the story.
Maybe it was just me, because I switched over to the window and it looked like you were still moving.
Yeah, Carl said Frozen Glenn.
Oh, Frozen Glenn.
Like you said, we lost Glenn. I look, I'm still there. I'm like, because usually mine blinks out. Like I lose you too, and then I got the two little timey squirrels. But
nope, not this time.
So it's funny because it seems to happen once every stream. I don't know. It's probably the crap modem that Xfinity makes me take.
One of the times I had to do a charge, well, not charge back, but like file a claim with AliExpress, I got a message from somebody like, okay, we've accepted your claim and refunded your money, but fair is fair. When these items show up, you must pay us the money. Well,
that's what the guy sent me a message afterwards and said, you know, that the claim was closed or whatever. But if when I get the items, I need to give him back his money. And I'm like, okay, they still haven't come. I mean, it's now August.
Yep.
So I ordered them 6 months ago. The tracking has said for the last 2 months that it was returned to sender. I'm not getting them.
No, he's got them back and it's just been lost in there.
Or they're just trying to keep my money.
I had one person do that when I first got started. I said, hey, this is the claim time for this expires in 48 hours and the items haven't shown up. And he messaged back and said, okay, we'll get it taken care of. We'll issue a refund. And I kind of forgot about it. They never issued the refund and the thing expired.
Well, he was I was reaching out to him and he kept extending the buyer protection on it. And then I reached out to him like 48 hours out and I'm like, it's going to expire again in 48 hours. Oh, you just need to wait. Just wait. Just be patient. And that's when I'm like, nah, I think it's time for you to give me my money back. Carl said, waiting for Starlink so I can drop Comcast. Starlink? What's Starlink? I've been on that waiting for the beta program from the moment you could sign up for that thing. But it's supposed to be across northern North America and southern Canada first. But I better be the first Floridian to get it.
Oh, you're going to get it all right.
Well, I have a router that'll handle 2 wideband or wide area network connections.
Oh, careful! It doesn't have the 5Gs in it. That'll give you corona.
No, yeah, I don't want the 5Gs.
The 5Gs with the bigger GBs.
That's right.
I printed another like 400 of those ear protectors last week. My printers were singing along, pumping them out.
I haven't printed anything in weeks again. In fact, the Prusa is back together, but I still haven't even calibrated it after the upgrade. I did flash the firmware. It is running now proper firmware. So I screw it up every time. I'm going to admit this publicly. Every time that I go in to flash that firmware, I grab the English Czechoslovakian one just because I don't speak another language. I don't really need a second language, but it's fine. But I always grab the old one. You know, like in the list of the files, you get one for the Prusa with the old controller board or the Prusa with the AINC board, and I end up just grabbing the wrong one every time. And then when you flash, it'll let you flash it, but then the screen is just all
it doesn't work.
And I'm like,
none of the pins are where they're supposed to be in the configuration. Can we give a shout out to Brian C, who's finally made it awake to one of our streams? And
yes.
Finally awake to see James. It doesn't say anything about Glenn. Finally awake to see James. Doesn't care about Glenn. I love him.
No. Doesn't care.
See, you're Fun King by name, but I'm Fun King by reputation.
Oh, I see what it is. Did we
have to be out of your Fun King mind to argue with that?
Northern North America is southern Canada, isn't it? Well, no, not really. depends on what side of that big tall mountain that you're standing on. You know, the mountain that you have to get your packages over.
That's why it takes so long, cost so much. They're throwing them, so they have to send like dozens of them and hope that one makes it over.
They have to throw it over the northern border wall.
King of the North, the king and the Canadian.
They cannot sell in Canada yet.
Just give it to us for free, then we deserve it.
Yeah, well, so I don't think that they said it would be necessarily available in Canada. They said the coverage would be northern North America and southern Canada. Yeah, and then people are like, yeah, but you got to have that receiver outside your house. And I'm thinking, how many houses have a direct TV dish? I haven't had direct TV in like 5 years, and I still have a dish outside. The express mail to the north uses catapults. Well, that'd be fun.
You know what we should start doing? If we start thinking about it, one of the things we could do for this stream is we should spend like 20 minutes every stream or half an hour. Everybody that has a printer breaks seems to post it on Reddit. And we should get a section of the stream where we basically like take our top 5 of the week and post them like, oh, here's a Reddit stream where this guy did this or that. I saw one today. Fun. Yeah, I thought.
Could that also include Facebook? Because some of them people are idiots.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This one, the guy's not necessarily. Well, no, the guy isn't an idiot for this. He's like, well, so I guess he didn't tighten his nozzle correctly when he put it in. So he's printing.
I hate when you don't tighten your nozzle.
Yeah. And then the filament starts oozing out around it. And then he went to take the nozzle back off, and the nozzle broke off in the heat block. So he just got the business end of it, and the rest of it's still in it.
Yeah. No, there's always some good. Like, it's almost cringeworthy sometimes. And then the other issue that I have, you know, I know I never complain about Facebook, but hey, Paul. At least Paul says hi to me, unlike Brian. But I know that I never complain about the Facebook groups, but I hate when I see a post and I know the answer and I can answer the question or the issue, but it's going to take me a little bit to type it. And by the time I type out the right answer, there's already been 50 wrong answers.
Yep.
And then it's just like, because I know that my answer is never going to be seen. You know, it's like, why did I waste my time? And I know that's not necessarily a good attitude either, but, you know, I almost want to throw just a quick post saying, listen, I'm going to type out the answer. Don't listen to anybody that posts after this. But it is just amazing how the 3D printing community on Twitter is completely different than Facebook. Like, I mean, day and night different community. Eddie Moser has joined us.
Eddie's a good guy.
I love getting the right answer and then having 20 idiots wanting to argue. Oh, yeah. Or if somebody posts the wrong answer and you correct them. Oh, my God.
Eddie is one of the people, it was like one of the first people I met. Like, I believe I met him at the same mirth that I met you. And I start most of my messages to him with the line, I don't want to become one of those people that constantly messages you with questions, but here's a question for you.
Then go look at their stuff and it's garbage and they have a stock, A8 stock. Yeah, well, and then it's like, no matter what the problem is, like, okay, so the guy that broke his nozzle, you know, and you know, like, so they'll show a picture of him holding the nozzle and it's all fractured off, and somebody will be like, you need to level your bed.
Fake news answers. Paul, I'm good. I'm a little on the tired side. So Kay and I laid down for an afternoon nap because I didn't sleep well last night. And we lay down around 1 o'clock. I fell asleep probably about 1:30. And at 1:33, Bowser jumped up onto our dresser and then pushed 3 things off. So I wake up with a start because all this stuff hits the floor. I look at him. He stays on the dresser just long enough to make eye contact with me. He goes, "Arr!" And then jumps off the dresser and runs down the stairs. So I had some choice words. I was pretty annoyed with it. Kayleen also was kind of annoyed with it, but laughing about it. 5 minutes later, he comes back upstairs, jumps up onto the bed. I'm still lying with the blanket, curls up between my legs and goes to sleep. I'm like, oh, this is nice. I needed this sleep, and you're just a cat.
No, Bowser is his next door neighbor.
Yep. Bowser's on one side and Danky Kang's on the other side. That guy, though.
Yeah. No, it's always funny. Like, I don't know what it is about cats and items. Like, they'll get up on Gracilla's desk all the time and just push the stuff off. She's got a box at the end of her desk that's just got little trinkets in it, and they constantly just push that off. Like, I don't want this here.
Cats are jerks. I'd say something stronger than jerks, but family friendly show. Can't say anything overly offensive.
Speaking of cats, did you hear that cats are proof that the earth is not flat? Because they would have knocked everything off by now. Yeah, it's good stuff. I wouldn't trade mine for the world, though. I like them. They get a little crazy at times. They're into parkour now. They will blast through my house is mostly laminate floor. So they can't really get traction when they run, which makes it like a Scooby-Doo cartoon, which is pretty funny. Because
Fast and the Furious IRL.
Like you hear them, and they're not really going anywhere, so it's really funny. But they will like blast through my room and into my bathroom, and they will go up and run like totally Matrix style down the cabinets, and then jump off to the bathtub. And it's so that's like the new thing now. Is every time I do that, somebody in the house yells parkour. Which is, from the Office episode.
Yeah.
Dan said, James, if you'd like to come hang out on my stream some night, it's 18 plus, so you can do whatever you like. It's funny, Dan, because I've actually tuned into a couple of your streams, but I had to turn them off. I got kids in the house.
The killer's in the house?
What's that?
The killer's in the house?
No, I have kids in the house. The language was a little harsh.
Do you remember what they used to do?
Change your streams. I just want you to know I have been there. But
who used to stream in the Friday night hangouts from the bathtub? I'm trying to remember who used to do that.
Oh, it was that was Joe Taranella.
Oh yeah, Joe Mac.
Joe Mike, yeah.
Joe Mike, sorry, not Joe Mac, Joe Mike.
Joe Mike, yeah. He did it twice, I think.
Yep.
So,
got to make sure you got the right camera on, otherwise.
Yeah, no, that it was definitely disturbing. Sometimes on Facebook, when people ask, anyone know of a good cleaning company, or hey, my garden is suffering from XYZ, or what's a good local restaurant, I like to answer, did you check your bed level?
Nice.
Well, all right, so
I'm gonna steal that joke and put that all over the place now.
I have 3 parts cars for my Eagle Talon, and I bought them some time ago because you should always have a parts car for every car you own. Mainly if it's a project car, you should have another one for parts. It's the best thing you can ever do. I mean, like, I want to have a parts car for my daily drivers, just because it's a really great thing to do. But I've decided that it's time for them to go because I don't really do anything with my Talon anymore. And so I went, my car club that I belong to, which is nationwide. There's not many of us left anymore, but we have a local Facebook group for people to sell stuff. If you own an Eagle Talon, you own 4. Yeah, I own 5, and then almost enough parts to make another one. But so I posted in there, hey, I got these 3 parts cars that I want to sell. I'm just kind of gauging some interest. And I gave a rundown. I didn't post pictures. I said, if anybody's really interested, I'll grab some pictures of them and whatever. But this is what they are. They don't have motors and transmissions in them. Like I took the time to like explain. The very first reply I get, do you have any photos? So I put, well, as I stated, if you're interested, I'll get some photos. Well, I'm looking for a motor and transmission, which.
Me too.
So I try to be nice all the time. I really try, but I couldn't. And I wrote him back and I'm like, did you even bother to read what I wrote before responding? Oh, yeah.
Reminds me of I used to watch the show American Dad, and there's a part where one of the characters, the alien in the show, always dresses up as these characters and stuff like that, and he goes into a car dealership and he's like, I'm interested in taking one of your cars for a test drive, and the guy says something and then he responds with something that has nothing to do with what he just said, and after 3 or 4 exchanges the guy's like, are you doing a bit right now and you're just waiting for me to finish whatever I'm going to say so you can say the next thing that you've already got figured out to say? And then he says something again that's completely irrelevant to what the guy said. Like that, I've had so many interactions that are like that.
Tony Ryan said, if you own an Eagle Talon, you also own 3 other AMC vehicles. But Eagle is not AMC. It's Diamond Star Motors. It's DSM. I don't own any AMC vehicles.
AMC, DSM, OMG.
I have owned AMC. We had a Pacer in the family. No, I like my Eagle Talon. It's fast. It's fun to drive.
Hey, I think we made it 10 minutes without my camera cutting out.
Stupid people make it very difficult to be nice. I need that on a t-shirt.
I just saw a piece of video game history in the background. I'm going to show it off on stream in the last 12 minutes we've got. Just a second.
What's that?
I said I just saw one of my oldest pieces of video game technology that's in the background. I can see all the stuff behind me now, right? Because the camera's pointed there. And because the camera doesn't suck, I can actually read it. So I'm going to pull it off the top and show it off. Maybe once a stream, I'll pull out something and be like, here's something that I never have time to play with.
Yeah, and for you guys that have tuned in late, the reason that James blacks out his camera when he gets up is because he's not wearing pants.
That is 100% accurate, but only on a technicality. I am wearing shorts, and not even shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first handheld video game console with replaceable cartridges. The programmable Microvision.
Wow.
I'm hoping it still works because these things suffer from a thing called screen rot. Basically, it's got a liquid crystal display that deteriorates based on, I think it's the liquid they used in the... Anyways, doesn't matter. So I picked this guy up on eBay a few years back before stuff really started spiking in price. So this is the unit, which is bigger than my head. Width-wise, anyways. It takes 9-volt batteries, the little square guys. The original version of this took 2 9-volt batteries to run. It ran on 18 volts.
Wow.
And you can see the compartment's still the same. Then they remodeled and stuff. So they, rather than redoing the molds, they just took out the metal contacts and said, oh yeah, we've got a spare battery compartment.
Keep an extra battery on board just in case.
To be fair, it's one of the smarter things they could have done.
No, they should have run them in parallel so it lasted twice as long.
Maybe it wasn't 18 volts. Maybe actually no. There's no reason for them not to have just left it that way if that was the case. So let's see if it'll fire up.
Robbie Mack said, when I have questions for clients, I have to email a single email for every question I have, because if I send an email with 4 questions in it, they only ever answer the first question. Abso-freaking-lutely. That happens all the time. Not just clients, but my coworkers are the same way. So
So the screen is made up of blocks. Those cheap Tetris games you can get from China?
Right.
It's the same type of technology there. Everything's a block.
Awesome.
And I don't remember exactly the screen density, but I think it's like 12 by 12. And here's the thing. So first of all, these things die very easily because the contacts, when you pull off the cartridge, are exposed, and you basically ESD into the processor and it fries it.
Nice.
And so you're looking at where's the cartridge, right? Right? Where's the cartridge on this thing? This is the cartridge. The whole front of the unit is the cartridge. Now the screen is still there. There's a lens over it. But the reason they did this is so much like on the Intellivision, it's got these pads that you can push through, so that basically it puts a display, like a label over what the buttons do.
They can change the buttons.
Yeah. So then, here's the sticker you're supposed to put on the back of there. Where it says battery and spare battery.
Wow.
You change the cartridge by putting in this entire face unit into here, just jam it in there, snap it together, and I don't even know if it has sound, to be honest. I do not remember. Yep, there we go. Oh no, that's contrast. I heard beeping though. So, anyways, there you go. 1978, I think this was made, and mine still works. So, I should probably sell it before it dies. The other neat thing is it's got a paddle control.
Get rid of it before it's too late.
I'm not even fully kidding when I say that's probably something I should do. Let it be the next guy's problem.
Dave Randolph said, "I'm back. What did I miss?" Well, you missed us talking really good about you, Dave, and that's the honest truth. So
we actually ran out of nice things to say about you. So now we're going back to bad mouthing.
You'll have to go back and watch the replay. So I have this, not quite as old as what you have there.
I have one of those.
Okay,
I don't have the case, but I have the system.
But look at the shape that this is in. It's like brand spanking new.
I was gonna say it looks pretty immaculate.
Yeah. So this was my daughter's, and she didn't have it for too long before the accident that we lost her in 2004, and it has been in storage ever since then. So it is like pristine condition. So I brought this to Xander and asked him if he wanted to try to fire it up and see if it still works. You know, make sure like the battery didn't leak inside of it or whatever.
The battery probably still had a charge.
So, well, I don't know. I don't think that we've even played with it yet, but it's in amazing condition. It was actually in the car the night of the accident and got rained on, but it was in the case. So, but like the book has got a little bit of mildew growth on it and stuff, but it's
on the back of that Game Boy, what model is it? Is it the AGS 101?
On the back of the actual Game Boy? Ooh,
yeah, it'll have a
we got a storm going on outside, so it is a AGS 001.
Okay, so the 001 was the first rendition, and then they released a 101 after that changed the screen from a frontlit to backlit.
Interesting.
But the very last video game console my parents bought me new was the original Game Boy Advance. After that, I was on my own.
No, apparently the battery's dead. But I mean, it hasn't been fired up since 2004.
So that would probably take care of. And you don't even know if it was charged then.
No.
Is the charger in there?
Yeah, everything is here. I mean, we've got earbuds.
Well, geez, plug it in, see if it'll charge.
When I say earbuds, like these are like, circa
because it has a special connector on it, right? Doesn't it?
2004 earbuds. Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
But the foam is all completely gone off of them.
Yeah, it's tradition. You should plug it in and see if it'll charge. I bet you it does. Those things are pretty near indestructible. It
does. I don't know where my power strip went to. I usually have a power strip up on the desk. This was just James's ploy to get me off camera.
My camera was on while I was talking about the microvision, right?
Yeah, we've seen it.
It was off for some reason just now, and I don't remember clicking on it.
Oh, I thought you'd turned it off to put it away.
I was about to turn it off to put it away, and I'm like, wait a second. Did I do that entire talk and nobody told me? Because if so, bravo, good troll.
Dave said if that beige 500 is for a giant Amiga, I might consider it.
I'm not spoiling anything.
Oh, no. Stephen Z had asked, and I think it was something like 30 kilos of beige 500 Jesse filament. James was looking for a sponsorship. We're always looking for sponsorship. We're
Sell it.
sellouts, don't you know?
We're ready to sell out.
We'll sell out to the high bidder, the low bidder, a middle
Everybody.
bidder, somebody who bidder. It doesn't matter.
Our theme song is just going to go, please give us money. Hey, hey, hey.
Well, I had seen a light on when I plugged it in. Yeah, orange light turns on for just a split second and then
Goes out?
goes out. Oh, okay. It's the connection isn't
Great.
great.
Do you think it's the charger that's pooched, or do you think it's the connection inside the Game Boy?
I don't know. It might even be just good old Nintendo fix. It might be when I'm wiggling it, it's disconnecting and reconnecting, which is what's causing the light to come on. Let me, I didn't really want to go this far with it, but I'm going to open the battery case and see what the battery looks like. Make sure it's not leaked all over inside. Doing this without my double glasses. Yeah, it's got a game in it. Oh, why didn't you tell me I'm still on the other camera? It's got Dora the Explorer in it. Here you go, Xander. Here's a Nintendo. The only game you get to play is Dora the Explorer.
Good.
There's not a battery in it. I bet after I got this back, I took the battery out of it so that it wouldn't leak.
Well, that's smart.
Except for what did I do with the battery? Oh,
well, it might turn on without it. I don't know if it will or won't.
What's that?
Try turning it on without it.
It wouldn't turn on, but I got the battery right here.
Oh, well, there you go. Now you just need a screwdriver and you're all set.
Battery looks like it's in brand new shape. Yep, I bet that's what it was. I knew it was going into storage.
You didn't want to ruin it.
And I didn't want the battery to explode.
Yeah. I wanted to show off one of my Game Boys, and I thought I grabbed it. Turns out I got 3 of them. I couldn't find the one that I wanted. I pulled out 2, thinking I only had the 2.
Now the light stays on.
With the battery in it?
Yep.
That makes sense. It'll fire up now.
No, it's not firing up.
But maybe it needs to get a, charge for a minute or whatever.
A base charge. All right, well, I'll leave it and I'll update you guys. I'll update you guys as soon as something happens there. Got some Jimmy Neutron. Does anybody remember Jimmy Neutron?
I just pulled out. So I have one of the limited edition ones. So I thought this was actually it. So I've got a silver one and a black one, but I've also got a limited edition one that looks like the NES controller. So it's got that detail pattern. I thought this was it, and it's not. I don't know where that one is. The one that I want the most is the one I can't find at all. These are all the AGS 001 dealies. I've got Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland in this one. These ones also haven't been charged in years. And still got a charge.
Fires right up.
So this one's red. It's almost dead. This one hasn't been played probably in 5 years. And I just smashed it. Yeah, this one hasn't been played in probably 5 years. And it was green the first time I turned it on. Now it's down to red.
Huh.
Oh, and I can already tell based on the screen that's Star Trek: The Next Generation. The game.
That's funny. Yeah, I got Namco Museum. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's got Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. Trying to think what else was in it.
Oh, then that really is fun. That's not what I pictured when I thought museum,
Oh yeah, no, it's a collection of their old hits.
Yeah, I suppose Namco should have given it away, but and then the Dora the Explorer, I got Frogger's Adventure, and then Jimmy Neutron. Volume 1. And apparently we had the Grinch game because the book is in here, but the game's not.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You know what the best thing is now? You can go on AliExpress and for $20 you can get a cartridge that has like 400 games in one for that thing now.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Did I not tell you that story? So, I guess we had time for one more quick one, even though we're 2 minutes over. A couple of months ago, Kay and I went to bed, and I was watching a YouTube video. I had my headphones, and I fell asleep. And over the course of the next hour and a half, it just auto-played the next video, next video, next video. And I finally ended up on a video call, and the title was something like the best DS cart ever. The Nintendo DS is the one that followed the Game Boy Advance with the 2 screens, in case people don't know. And the guy, I was asleep during this. I woke up towards the end, but his video was talking about how he ordered this $18 400 game in one Nintendo DS cartridge from AliExpress. And it ended up being a flash cartridge with a micro SD card in it. So I woke up, having listened to this while asleep, ordered it, and went back to sleep. And there it is.
Wow.
And sure enough, it's an 8 gig micro SD card inside a flash card. So you can put whatever you want on there and play it.
Huh. Yeah, but my cartridges don't look like that.
No, but they have ones for the Game Boy Advance. It's not a flash cart for that one, but they do have like giant collection cartridges that you can get from AliExpress for like $20. Oh, there you go. Turned on. Heard it. Oh, you need to blow in the cartridge.
I don't have one in there.
Oh. You need to blow in the cartridge and then insert it.
Sean Butler asked, did I cook dinner yet? I am not cooking dinner tonight. My wife is making ribs.
Oh, that doesn't sound like that doesn't sound like pizza.
No, we had pizza on Friday night.
Kay and I have been on a pizza kick, but it's because she's been trying all these homemade recipes for crust. The last one she made was delicious. I think we're eating leftovers tonight.
Yeah, I like making pizza at home, but it just I don't know, it doesn't happen very often. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now 6:04 p.m. in the Eastern Standard Time Zone.
You have 4 bonus minutes of us today, so.
Well, we did start a little bit late.
Did we?
Yeah, we were a couple minutes late. So
oh, you got exactly as much of us as you're supposed to.
Yeah, well, I mean that's true every week. You only get as much of us as you're supposed to anyway. There's a new pizza place in town, so I ordered their biggest pizza yesterday. The box would not fit through the door. Good God, how big of a pizza or how small of a door?
Sounds like you are, Dan.
We used to, friends of mine and I, 38 inches. Whew. Yeah, friends of mine and I used to go to this place called Mikey's Pizza in Kissimmee, Florida, that made really great pizza. And they started making 24-inch pizzas just for us. So they didn't have 24-inch boxes, so we had to eat them there. But anyway, so that's the last anecdote that you get from me. They say a good vocabulary is important. Had I known the difference between anecdote and anecdote, a good friend of mine would still be alive. He got bit by a snake, and I spent all my time telling him cute stories.
That's
it. That's the end. Good night.
That was your anecdote, your antidote for the night.
Print on.
And as always, go away. What? You're still here.
I don't
it's
know.
over.
You got anything to plug?
Well, I'm still doing the 26 or Pi 26 ways. That's the content. So, keep an eye on the stream. That the 3D printed arcade cabinet will be up for sale to fund Kevin's parents during his treatment. So
you should throw that GoFundMe link into the chat one more time.
I will do. Give me 2 seconds.
I don't know if I will have an answer on the Xander's Thing Thursday this week. It may take me a little bit longer to iron out the hurdles, but hopefully within the next 2 weeks we'll know if it's going to happen. So that'll be fun. Other than that, I do know that I need to get back onto the FK1 and start working on that. But right now, all of my free time has been going into cleaning that garage so that I can start to use it. I'm looking at buying a new welder And so, I mean, I know how to weld, but I'm by far not a professional. So I want to do a lot of practice welding. And I'm thinking that if that starts to work for me, I might add some of that content to the channel as well. Because it may not be 3D printing, but it's still 3D making. So that's how I'm going to justify that.
You don't have to justify anything. It's your channel.
Well, I know, but you know, I should have named it like Fun King Making.
Fun King Projects.
I called it Fun King 3D, but really anything three-dimensional I can get away with. So
to be fair, you've never shown anything 3D on your channel. I've gone through it. All your content's in 2D.
I know. You have to have special glasses.
Oh. Are you wearing?
You have to wear 2 pairs at the same time.
Okay, I'll try that next week. Oh, it just gave me a headache.
But yeah, other than that, nothing super new or fancy. You can go and subscribe to youtube.com/peglegpaul if you want to, even though he's not really producing any content anymore.
Peg the quitter.
And the poor boy has to start school tomorrow. He's going back to the school. And if he hasn't taken the garbage cans to the curb yet, he's going to have to do that in the middle of a thunderstorm because it is storming outside. So we'll see how that goes as well. But otherwise, thank you guys for throwing down the money so that we can have a theme song written. I will definitely reach out to Ryan Custom Drum Loops on Fiverr and see what he can come up with for us, because that's just going to be fun. Other than that, I don't really have anything. So that's all. That's all you get out of me. So, but no, seriously, thank you guys, each and every one of you guys, for showing up. Thank you for all the new subscribers tonight. I'm sure you guys came over from Chris Riley's stream, which was really, really awesome of you. And I won't say that they all hung in there, because we dropped from 54 down to 35 current viewers, but that's okay.
Oh, you said goodbye 3 times, so I think it's excusable.
Yeah, well, and we didn't really talk about anything 3D printing today, so but that's just kind of where my mind has been lately. But thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for staying. The conversation is always fun, and it's always good to see you guys. As always, it's great to hang out with my brother James. It's just ridiculous that we have to live so far apart. And if our nation continues to go the way it goes, maybe we'll become Canadian. Who knows?
No, we can always use more good people.
I don't know if they'll take me. I would have to move to Letterkenny. That's all there is to it. So, but bitter batter. Better get at her. All right, guys. Love each and every one of you. Thanks for being here. And as always, until next time,
Print on.